Preventing the DeAmbitioneer industries. Project Thanos Killers, a new kind of male contraceptive. So, my topic is talking about a certain problem relating to the idea of contraceptives. And, as I learned about contraceptives throughout this course, it got me thinking about some questions as to why there's an entire whole marketable industry of female contraceptives, but a significantly tinier market for male contraceptives. And some of the reasons I discovered were there's a lack of funding into research. It's much more difficult to reverse birth control for sperm wielders, and pharmaceutical companies don't think the concept to be very profitable long term. So, adding into that, there's also currently experimental or alternative solutions in place. There's, things like a contraceptive gel being experimented on that blocks testosterone production and reduces sperm. And there's also the oral pills that John Amory discussed that can block vitamin A in the testes and stop sperm production temporarily. Very innovative ideas, ingenious, brilliant, but I found them a little too complex to apply, nor did they really offer any additional cool benefits beyond their intended purpose, and they're not yet very popular to be a profitable industry. So that got me thinking to brainstorm the invention of something I would like to call the Thanos Killers. It's a new male contraceptive pill infused with refined chemicals from enhancement pills, maca plants, and ashwagandha herbs. And the infusion creates far more benefits than current experiments, like it leads to better sex in bed, which in turn happier relationships, reducing gender violence. And the maca plant also reinforces part of that better sex enhancement. And ashwagandha herbs is also known to balance stress on the body and mind, as well as reduce negative changes in a person's body. And my Thanos Killer is basically, think of it like a purple jelly bean. It's easy to take, convenient, and fast to use, so why not? Of course, there's some obstacles we face. There's patenting, there's getting FDA standard approval for everyday consumption, running clinical trials for safety and intended use, raising capital of $350 million, and getting the Thanos Killer's popularity towards the public. No worries, so here's some of the fixes to those obstacles. We'll just basically hire a dream team lawyers to figure out the patents. We'll undergo the FDA's 5-step process for approval for new drugs, and then we'll deposit discrete funds to any possible volunteers to experiment with the safest prototypes of Thanos Killers available. Not only that, the DeAmbitioneer Industries will implement a social marketing department to gain popularity, traction, and raise funds. And how we plan to gain the support? Well, I plan to, launch the DeAmbitioneer Industries as a new startup and start engine to raise capital with the goal of $350 million, and hopefully aim for a $2.8 billion valuation along the road. Knowing that, we'll also onboard the smartest biochemistry students across the globe to perfect the pills to no end. We'll also contract chemists to ensure that Thanos Killers are perfectly safe, and we'll also have unique bottle designs to highlight why male contraceptives are absolutely necessary. Now, there's obviously some people we want to reach out to, some high-level influence people we really would love to connect to. So first off, we'd love to get Mark Cuban, as he has a pharmaceutical company that basically wants to reduce prices drastically for new drugs, and we want to get his endorsement to make them affordable and popular. We also want to enlist Stanford University scientists to refine our Thanos Killers research. We'll also consult expert doctors who launched companies to review the product in detail. We'll also consult John Amory to widen the sociological imagination behind the concept. We'll also, consult futuristic thinkers to brainstorm ideas on making a pill cooler, elegant, charming, and pretty damn irresistible to the everyday male. As for the sociological imagination impacts, our Thanos Killers basically reduces unwanted pregnancies significantly, equilibrium between partners discuss having a baby, it promotes inclusive, healthier, and happier relationship dynamics, and prevents economic expenses from accidental pregnancies as well as lower birth rates tremendously. And lastly, our Thanos Killers, if they ever came into existence, everything would be perfectly balanced as all things should be.